Why? Because number one, he'll have to liberate the Holy Land for them. Number two, he'll have to bring them back to the Holy Land to reclaim it as their own. Number three, he will have to restore the state of Israel. And number four, which is still to come, he'll have to cause that state of Israel to become the ruling state in the world, which is around the corner. Then they will expect to see the Messiah. So they're waiting. But appearance and reality were completely opposite to each other at the time of his birth. And so too, appearance and reality were completely opposite to each other at this moment when they boasted of how they killed him. But nobody knew it. It took almost 600 years before Allah sent down the Quran. And when he sent down the Quran, then for the first time did we get the reality of what happened. This is my book, Jerusalem in the Quran, and there is a chapter of this book on Jesus, the true Messiah, and Dajjal, the false Messiah or Antichrist. And in that chapter, we look at what the Quran says. Number one, it says, وَمَا قَتَلُوهُ. They did not kill him. That's a general statement. It then goes on to say, وَمَا صَلَبُوهُ. They did not crucify him. They wanted two things. First of all, they wanted him to die, to get rid of him. So Allah says, you did not succeed with that. Number two, they wanted him to die in a particular way, so it would be confirmed he could not be the Messiah. And Allah says, you did not succeed in that as well. Number three, Allah says that he took his soul. He says so twice in the Quran. In the 3rd chapter, Surah Al-Imran, verse number 55. Behold, Allah said, O Jesus, I will take your soul and I will raise you to myself, and I will clear you of the falsehoods of those who blaspheme against you. I will take your soul. And then again in Surah Al-Ma'idah, Surah number 5, verses 116 to 17, which is the one which was recited by the young men. And behold, Allah will say on the day of judgment, O Jesus, the son of Mary, did you say unto the people, worship me and my mother as gods beside Allah? And he will say, glory be to thee. Never could I say that which I had no right to say. Had I said such a thing, you would surely have known it. You know what is in my heart. I do not know what is in your heart. For you know in full knowledge all that is hidden. Never did I say to them anything except that which you ordered me to say, to wit, worship Allah, my Lord and your Lord. And I was a witness over them while I dwelt among them. But when you took my soul, you became the watcher over them. And you are a witness to all things. If Allah took his soul, well, that means he's dead. But if he died, it meant that the Jews were correct when they said, we've killed him. But Allah says, no, you did not succeed in killing him. Well, what is this then? If Allah says, no, you did not succeed in killing him, no, you did not succeed in crucifying, but I took your soul. Is it possible? Is it possible for Allah to take the soul and send it back? Huh? Yes. Yes. In Surah Al-Zumar, in fact there are two verses in the Quran, I quote only one. Allah yatawaffa al-anfusa hina mawtiha. Allah takes the souls of those who are to experience something called maut. Maut. Allah takes their souls while they are alive. They're waking. Maut means death. وَالَّتِي لَمْ تَمُتْ فِي مَنَامِهَا. And those who do not die while they are awake, Allah takes their souls while they are asleep. فَيُمْسِكُ الَّتِي قَضَى عَلَيْهَا الْمَوْتِ. Allah then keeps the souls of those for whom death or maut is written. Now listen. وَيُرْسِلُ الْأُخْرَى إِلَىٰ أَجَلٍ مُّسَمًّى. He sends back the rest for a period of time which is determined. And so there is this kind of death in which Allah takes the souls and sends them back. And then there is that other kind of death which is maut, where Allah takes the soul and does not send them back. And so now we have a possible meaning of the statement made in the Quran twice, after having said, no, they did not kill him, no, they did not crucify. Number three, Allah took his soul. Now that we know that Allah has taken his soul, we should not conclude automatically that Allah has kept his soul. It is possible for the soul to come back. Do you know the story about the lady? She had a heart attack or something, and they called the ambulance for her. And then when the ambulance came, the paramedics and some, they examined her, didn't see any signs of life, so she died. Took her to the hospital, they said, dead on arrival. And sent the body to the morgue. They had to have the post-mortem. So when the doctor went to perform the post-mortem, roll up his sleeve, and you know, they take off the clothing, so she's naked. When he take the knife to start to cut, woman opened her eyes. When she opened her eyes, she saw herself naked. She saw this man with a knife in his hand. She started to bawl. She started to scream. What you doing to me? Where am I? The doctor said, you're dead. The doctor said, madam, you're dead. What happened was that no matter which instrument you used, you would never have found life in her. There was no medical way that you could come to any conclusion other than she was dead, because Allah had taken the soul away. And then Allah returned the soul, and then she jumped up and she almost killed the man, the doctor. So maybe this is what happened. Now let's see, number 4. The Quran is not finished. Number 1, they did not kill him. Number 2, they did not crucify him. Number 3, Allah took the soul. Number 4, وَلَكِنْ شُبِّهَ لَهُمْ. Allah made appearance and reality to be opposite to each other in this matter. As he did at the time of the birth, so too has he done at the time of the departure. He has made appearance and reality opposite to each other. وَلَكِنْ شُبِّهَ لَهُمْ. If the appearance is that he is died because he gave up the ghost, and when they gave up the ghost, then they took down the body. And when they took down the body, then it was handed over to his followers, and then the body was prepared for janazah, and then the body was put into the cave, and then the cave was sealed, and the Roman guard was put outside to guard. The appearance is really dead. وَلَكِنْ شُبِّهَ لَهُمْ. Allah is saying, no, appearance and reality are completely opposite to each other. And you would not know the reality until I tell you the reality. And you would not accept that this is the reality until you accept that this is my word, the Quran. And so you have a duty now to go to the book and determine whether or not this is the book of the Lord who created me from a drop of sperm, and in whose hands is my life, and before whom one day I'll have to stand for judgment. So now we know what happened. It's very easy. The Quran has explained what happened. When they put the body in the cave, and they sealed the cave, Allah returned the soul. Since Allah returned the soul, he didn't die. Yes, there was a period of time when the soul was not there. But now Allah returns the soul. So the doctor was wrong when he said to the woman, Madam, you're dead. Now that Allah has returned the soul and he gets up, where are you going to hide him? Because once the Jews who have rejected him know that he didn't die, they will come after him. Now Allah says, number 5. Now Allah raised him unto himself. So 5 things in the Quran. Number 1, they did not kill him. Number 2, they did not crucify him. Number 3, Allah took his soul. Number 4, Allah caused appearance and reality to be completely opposite to each other. Number 5, Allah raised him unto himself. There are some Muslim scholars who say no. This is wrong. It is wrong to say that the son of Mary was ever put on the cross and therefore gave up the ghost on the cross. That's wrong. Well, why is it wrong? They say, well, the Quran says that he was never crucified, and the definition of crucifixion for them is to be put on the cross. Whether you die or you don't die on the cross, once you're put on the cross, you're crucified. That is their definition. And since the Quran says he was not crucified, the implication is that he was never put on the cross. That is their definition. Unfortunately for them, the Quran itself refutes that. The commentator of the Quran, Ibn Kathir, commenting on a verse of the Quran in which Allah has imposed crucifixion as punishment, he declares that when Allah speaks of crucifixion as punishment, it necessarily implies dying on the cross, maut. These people who say that he was never put on the cross, they have another theory. They say it came out of the Gospel of Barnabas, which somehow or the other found its way out of the Vatican somewhere at the turn of the century when the state of Israel was about to be born. And in the Gospel of Barnabas we are told that that Allah caused somebody else to take on the appearance of Jesus. I mean, make a good movie, wouldn't it? He caused somebody else to take on the appearance of Nabi Isa alayhi salam. And that unfortunate man, who now has the appearance of the son of Mary, they put him on the cross and they crucify him. Now whoever holds that view and who insist that that is the truth.